Yes, the ADKR fans were awfully happy tonight here at Dubai International Stadium. They were sent into bat. Everyone talking about batting first here at Dubai, but didn't matter to them. It was Salt and Pepper at the top who were simply superb to help set a total that was far, far too big for the Gulf Giants. And didn't they love it? The bowlers were brilliant, did a wonderful job, led by Jason Holder. DJ Bravo, a very happy coach at the end of the day. So let's have a look at the wash-up as we head into the eliminators for the DP World ILT20 in Season 4. Here it sits. So the Desert Vipers take on My Emirates. That is on the 30th of December. The first is the eliminator final. That's the Dubai Capitals taking on the Abu Dhabi Knight Riders. Hello everyone, thank you so much for joining us here on Cricket Safari. Phil Salt is joining Wasim Akram and Andy Flower. Now look Phil, I have to get this out of the way. I was a little bit concerned because Pepper didn't know the joke, but for a lot of us we've been waiting a long time for Salt and Pepper to open the batting so we could talk about the song Push It, which he didn't know, which is a concern. Do you know it?
I find that hard to believe if I'm being completely honest with you.
So he's just, okay, well he stitched me up there. Look, congratulations, a great win for you boys and great job you out in the middle there tonight. How are you feeling after that one?
Feeling good. Obviously, it's really good to qualify for playoffs. It's a bit of a cliche, isn't it? And it's said a lot, but the momentum at the right time is the most important thing for us now. What
do you put the momentum at the right time down to within this group?
Probably from coming to a different ground, one we haven't played at as much as Abu Dhabi, and actually having a chance to properly assess some different conditions. I think, we've not been at our best throughout this competition, but I think having a fresh challenge in front of us tonight, probably lit us a fire that wasn't there probably in the first place.
All right, was it when we look at this team and the way the ADKR played tonight, these boys at the top with the bat after being sent into bat, there's been so much talked about the toss here at Dubai. What did you make of it?
That was a surprising decision. Well, usually most of the captains, they win the toss, they chase in this ILT20, even this Season 4, but today the other team also elected to chase. But tell me about the pitch. When did you assess after second over when that off break went suddenly here? Did you realize that I worked with your Pepper at the other end? Okay, let's take our time. What was the plan? Yeah,
it was exactly that. Obviously the conditions, I think it was Kyle Mayers, in the first over he bowled the same length to me 3 or 4 times, and a couple of them spliced me and a couple of them hit the toe of the bat. Yeah. So I think from that point, it was pretty obvious to me that these conditions, weren't as batting friendly as you'd like, and then we sort of adjusted from there. I think it was pretty helpful for us as well that the Gulf Giants went with a bit of a trial by spin, because it made my job very easy just to get Michael Pepper on, and that's one of his super strengths as a player.
And I think when they were bowling with the new ball, especially after 2 to 3 overs, Giants, their fast bowlers were too predictable with slow balls, am I right? And that's what you were expecting, just the slow ball and fast ball, the quick delivery you can just see off?
I'd say that definitely towards the end. I think Ali Khan did it quite well because he got his length so spot on that surface. That was one of the main things we spoke about at the halfway stage, is don't get too predictable, still hit the top of the stumps with your cross seamer. You want to still own that hard length area, and sort of earn the right to bowl your change up instead of 5 out of 6 change ups.
Salty, one thing that took me by surprise a little is that watching the two of you combine together, obviously the Salt and Pepper pun comes to mind, but usually you're the aggressor in any innings, playing with any partner. But today that wasn't the case. You were quite passive in comparison to your normal. Talk us through that.
As soon as the spin came on, it was really, really clear to me, when Pep's got a couple of boundaries away early on, that he was going to be the aggressor against the spin. And I'd get off strike where I can, pick up the odd boundary like I did. But I think the majority of that work early on, Pep's had the momentum, so it was the most important thing for me was to let him keep running with that momentum.
Let's talk about you. Sorry.
How important it is for any youngster listening this show? How important it is to change the role like you did today?
Oh, it's massive. It's a team game. At times it can feel like it's very individual, but I think it was obviously playing to Pepper's strengths. So why would I not give him the strike when you can make it 2 of you playing against the opposition instead of 1? You're always giving yourself a far better chance.
Excellent.
You were huge in the field as well, wicket keeping obviously. Talk us through that and how you were trying to put pressure on the Gulf Giants batters.
It was all about hitting a length, to be quite honest. The odd change up. I think it was because of the pace of the wicket. It was actually quite hard to set fields, you know, get the fielders in the right positions because it was so slow. I'm looking at that catch there, that didn't stop going up. I got under it about this point and thought, oh no, this is going to hit me in the chest.
That was a brilliant catch, one that some actually in this tournament wouldn't have caught. There's been some absolute stinkers go down here at Dubai International Stadium. But Andy, that keeping, and a lot of keeping that we've seen in this tournament, there's been very proactive keepers, getting in the air and just doing their job incredibly well. How would you rate his keeping tonight? No pressure, he's right
look,
here.
I'm a little biased with Salty because we worked closely together before. But I like the way that he works at his game, and it's nice seeing him get results with the gloves like he got tonight. But that's one aspect of it, the skill. You know, that skill of taking the sky. You look up there right now and you imagine a white ball going up into that black sky and having to track back and catch it perfectly, get your eyes close to the line of the ball. That takes a lot of practice. That's thousands of balls caught under lights in training, making that look really easy. That's not as easy as Salty made it look. And then the other aspect to the wicket keeping is the other stuff. The getting the angles right for the captain.
Very important.
It's showing the energy in the field, being the heartbeat of the fielding side. And those are other really important aspects. You see everything from behind the stumps. And so the information you're giving to the captain to help him make good tactical decisions is really important. Salty, would you agree with all of that?
Absolutely. It's a big role, you know, it's more than just catching the ball. Especially when you've got, you know, guys like Sunil in the team. You know, sometimes that can actually become a little bit secondary because you've got so many other jobs. But, you know, it's something I do really enjoy doing, and I do work hard at it. But you still won't give me the gloves in any of your teams, so.
There's a bit to unpack there. I think we can go there. Andy, after tonight, maybe?
You take important catches in the outfield as well. If you're the better outfielder.
You're not wrong.
That's very greedy to be good at both, to be perfectly honest. But so talk us through what happens next. So you have a few days off, you can chill and relax as you get ready for this eliminator. And this team hasn't been in one for a while now. So what's the plan? How do you approach it?
I mean, it's pretty simple from my point of view. It's another game. You have to earn the right to go deep into these playoff runs, and you know, I won't like it very much if I go back into that dressing room now and people are saying we've finished fourth, the team that finishes fourth always goes to the final. I won't like that. We've got one more game, and then after that we've got one more game, and we've got to keep it as simple as possible.
And
now.
Do you believe Salty peaking at the right time, especially at end of the tournament? You know, end of the tournament.
Yeah, I think it's. It can be a bit of a cliche at times, if I'm perfectly honest with you. I think, you know, it's not often you bring your best stuff and then follow it up with your best stuff again. You know, it'd be brilliant if it worked like that, but it's not always how it works. So, you know, it's on us to turn up properly, to train, to do our homework on the opposition, and then, you know, put in a solid performance.
Excellent.
It's just getting that seasoning just right, isn't it?
He's got it in.
I was going to sing, so as long as someone did it.
Cut the feed.
Thank you so much for coming over after a great win like that. We appreciate your time. Go and get in that dressing room. We'll make that comment about fourth going through once you've left. So thank you and enjoy the celebrations. We'll see you at the next one.
And well done.
Thanks, guys.
Thank you. Thank you very much. Look, he was brilliant. We got curries bowling against salt and pepper in the neck. It's all too much, really, if you think about it. But no, he was truly
mustard as well.
Mustard. Oh, we've got it's too much. It's too much for me. I honestly, though, you do know that the song. How do we get the song "Push It" going around the stadium? We need to do something. We need to think on that. But if we look at his performance tonight with the bat, let's talk about Pepper. Let's watch some of his highlights because he was brilliant, and I enjoyed the way they both negotiated.
He was the aggressor today, like Phil Salt just mentioned today. When he saw him came out and play a couple of very good shots on a slow pitch, he realized it's his day, and that's what the partners do. And he said, okay, you play your game, I'll rotate the strike, I'll give the strike, and in the end, match-winning 83 he's got. He played exceptional cricket today, Andy.
He really did. He's quite an awkward customer. Like, I've coached against him before, and he's a 360-degree player. So he's generally looking for those gaps that are left in the field. And in power play, there are lots of those gaps.
Yeah.
So he's not the most consistent player because he does try to play all around the ground. But if he's on a roll, and he was definitely on a roll today, he was brilliant. He played the spinners as well as you could have played the spin, I thought. And we haven't seen a lot of that really knowledgeable, skillful play of spin in this tournament so far. No. That was such a great example from both Pepper and the more passive partner, Salt.
Can we talk about the use of feet, and especially to spin? Is that something that is a way to negate the spin? Is it a way to sort of throw the bowler off their leg if they're moving?
Yeah, how important it is, even on a turning track, especially in this format, that batters using their feet.
Yeah, well, he was slightly unconventional with how he used his feet today. The conventional method would be to get down the pitch and get to the pitch of the ball, and then play it down the ground or even hit it for 6 down the ground. But what he did was he played some outstanding shots off the back foot by backing away a little and then going over the offside.
Difficult shot to play.
Very difficult shot, high skill shot, and beautifully played. And then when the bowler had to come a little bit fuller because he'd played such good shots to the shorter ball,
then comes into...
played it beautifully off the front foot. So he was superb, and they'll be hoping that he hits his straps again in these playoff matches.
Yes, they certainly will. We've got a football game going on behind us with the captain of the Golf Giants, James Vince, who'll be feeling a bit... indifferent about tonight's performance, that's for sure. We're going to talk about him and the Golf Giants very soon. But I'd like to announce the winner of the Visi Smart TV Presents Jawal Dikal in Umpal contest from the previous match. So a huge congratulations to all our fabulous winners for showing the amazing Jawal and winning exciting rewards from Visi Smart TV, a smart TV that has it all, the youth entertainment brand. So don't miss your chance in the next match, because with Visi Smart TV, Jawal Dikal in Umpal. So congratulations to all those winners. We are going to take a short break here from Dubai International Stadium. And like I say, when we come back, we'll have a look at the Golf Giants and we'll look ahead to the playoffs of the DP World ILT20. Welcome back to Cricket Safari, Dubai International Stadium, and it was a big old win for the Abu Dhabi Knight Riders to see them go through. They will now take on the Dubai Capitals in the eliminator final here at the DP World ILT20. As you can see, some huge contributions from Salt and Pepper at the top for the Knight Riders, and some very, very good bowling. To me, the Golf Giants will progress no further in this tournament. Wasim Akram and Andy Flower still alongside me. And Andy, I guess the first thing we need to cover off just quickly is the poor old Golf Giants, a team you know oh so well, and it just was not their tournament this time, was it?
No, a good start to the tournament. 3 wins out of their first 4 games, and they looked really confident. But they had Patum Nissanka opening the batting for them around that time, and he looked in such classy form. As soon as he left, they tailed off. Vince stepped up to open the batting, but Gurbaz didn't really step up as he needed to. Again, a failure tonight with the bat. Vince has not been in good form with the bat. That's definitely tailed off.
Gurbaz getting out early on in the first over adds pressure. Doesn't matter how experienced you are as a batter as well, and especially when chasing a mammoth total of 180. And Gurbaz playing short on the first over, second ball. Just if you have a feel of the pitch, then play your shots. He's a good enough player.
Yeah. But he's proving to be quite erratic. His outcomes. So that does put Vince under pressure, and he hasn't been in sparkling form. So it'll be terribly disappointing for James Vince as a captain. He's a proud player and leader, and I feel for Jonathan Trott, this is his first season as coach, and he would have felt very confident about the combinations that he had at the start of this tournament. To fall without getting into the playoffs will be a huge blow to him. But hopefully a brilliant learning experience for him as a coach.
Yeah, absolutely. And yeah, like you say, lots to learn for the Golf Giants. So we say goodbye to them. But the ADKR train, it just keeps on rolling, and they are having a time of it. They've got a new captain this season in Jason Holder, who he's not new in any way, shape or form. He's played a lot of cricket, and tonight he just showed his worth. He showed his weight in gold.
He bowled beautifully, and the skipper led from the from the front. His leadership was incredible. Positive wicket in the first over and a brilliant catch by Phil Salt, and then of course again wicket of the skipper on the other end, and very good catch by Chawla after 5 years he's playing cricket, but he's done really well there, Payush. But overall performance was excellent by Knight Riders. captain leading from the front, and look at his record this year.
Yeah, amazing.
I mean, 9th calendar year, 97 wickets in 69 matches, and he probably go to 100. That's an incredible performance by this big unit.
He is a big unit. I'm glad I haven't had to interview him yet. But Andy, you and I are almost a similar height, actually. That might be good for us. But no, what I like most about him is, his bowling, and he's good at that. But the way he leads, I've really enjoyed watching him this season, because ADKR have had their troubles in this tournament. But I like the way he's gone about. I like the way he leads from the front. What is it that you like about him?
Well, I have worked with Jason Holder before, and the first thing I'd say about him is he's a very nice man. He's a gentleman.
He is.
Totally.
And he's the sort of guy that is respected in dressing rooms. Very pleasant company, but you can see how hungry he is. You can see it in his body language. And that's the sort of captain that people want to follow. The other thing that I think I notice about him at the moment is he seems very comfortable in his own skin. He's 34 years old. He's been around the block. He's captained his country. He's captained in and played in all sorts of franchise tournaments. He looks very comfortable with himself as a person. Now that's a great place to be when you're competing, because we all have our ups and downs, and if you're comfortable and confident as a person, you have a nice equilibrium and foundation from which to ride with the highs and lows that come your way.
Yeah, absolutely. That's a very good point. Well, let's find out a little bit more about Jason Holder.
Had captaincy early on in my career, probably wasn't quite ready, but as experienced as I am now, and playing so much cricket around the world, I think I've seen and done a lot of things.
Another wicket, yes! Jason Holder with the pace off delivery. And there is one. Dropped on.
I'm more equipped now than probably was a few years back to be a leader, or to be a good captain. You know, I've always considered myself a leader, but to be a good captain now, I feel as though I've seen enough scenarios, been in enough teams, and probably experienced enough individuals to know how to get the best of the people. Ironically, you know, I've probably gotten the best of myself being captain for some reason. I don't know if it's because it helps you to really lock into the game and staying true to the game for the entire time. Whereas as a player, you tend to have periods that you can zone out. I'm still enjoying the game. I think I'm enjoying the game now more than ever, which is a positive for me. I had a tough period, a real tough period mentally after I lost the captaincy, especially with West Indies cricket and how my career has kind of gone since then. But now I'm just at a point where I don't feel as though I'm really dependent on cricket per se. For me, it's more like just enjoying it, and I feel as though I've rekindled that real passion and love for the game. Lifting a trophy is what we aspire to do as professional athletes. So I think that's the part of my career that I think I would love to. I would love to just definitely just dive into and achieve a little bit more.
I'm good. How are you?
I consider myself a respectful person. You know, nice is your opinion. You know, if you want to form your opinion, I'm a nice guy, fair enough. But I would more so want to be remembered as a well-respected man in the game, rather than a nice guy. Respect people, play hard, be competitive. I like to win.
We retract our earlier statements. We respect him immensely. We think he is a very respectable young man. He's doing a wonderful job.
And he likes to win.
And he likes to win, which I think is very, very cool. And he was backed up beautifully by some of his West Indian mates, actually. And let's talk about Sunil Narine and tonight his performance. He's been sort of quiet, but he struck twice in one over and he was simply superb.
Big player, big match player. He didn't do well early on in this tournament, but like today was the day where the team wanted him, and he got two very important wickets. And look at that catch by Big Trey Russell in first slip. He wasn't even ready. But again, that's Sunil Narine for you, one of the best bowler in this format. The variations he's got, the carom ball, the straight one, the swing one, and of course with almost 700 wickets. And that's experience. I mean, there's no better off spinner than him in this world cricket.
Wasn't it great to see Jason Holder get those fielders around the batsman?
Yeah, absolutely.
And apply that squeeze on them.
And he bowled, very rarely he bowls for in power play, but today he did. I think the captain must have told him, we need you in the 4th, 5th over, so he came and he bowled. And if he bowls 5th or 6th over once in a while, he probably will get wickets every time with his variations. It's so important.
Nice way to stroll to the crease. No worries, I'll get a wicket in this one. Andre Russell was another one tonight, 3 wickets for him. I feel like last season he wasn't so impactful, but this season he's really proving his worth again.
Yes, he has been with the ball. So he's not bowling 4 every game.
Yeah.
But when his skipper is using him, he's being impactful. Here, 3 for 13 in 2 overs. This happened right towards the end of the game. But he got the biggest danger man, Moeen Ali. And he has that knack. He's got that power, he's got that strength. So when he bowls a heavy ball, it's a genuine heavy ball. He can throw the Yorker up in the hole. And he likes using his slower ball.
And he can go outside off stump as well, because experience. Especially if you're chasing 12 and over and he's got a couple of overs, he'll give you anything outside off stump and play with his pace there. He's very, accurate there.
He absolutely is, and he'll be crucial in the next matchup, because we are now into finals territory of the DP World ILT20, and the first qualifier, qualifier 1, it is the My Emirates taking on the top of the table, Desert Vipers. Boys, who are you picking for that one?
It depends on the toss, but I think My Emirates are really peaking. They're really looking good now, in control.
As for you, Andy?
I'm going to bide my time before
Andy,
I pick anyone. Hold on, I want to see the pitch, get a feel of the condition.
The toss.
Exactly.
Well, that match is in Abu Dhabi, and it is an interesting one, isn't it? Because the Vipers peaked early and sort of stayed peaking. They're doing very well, but the rest of the teams that are in it, they seem to be peaking at the right time.
Yeah, the My Emirates look a dangerous side. They've got very good spinners in their squad as well. And, of course, they're batting. They have power hitters. And I'm not saying Vipers are a weak team. They won, I think, 7 or 8, 9 games. Yeah. So they're also a good side. It'll be a close game, and let me tell you one thing.
OK, realistically, could ADKR go on to win this whole thing with the way the momentum and you know how tournament play works?
Well, you saw them play a very confident game this evening. And they do look like a side that all of a sudden goes, boom, we're confident, we're going to take anyone on. That's what they look like.
That is what they look like, and that's what they're going to have to be when they take on the Dubai Capitals in the second eliminator. Stay with us, DP World ILT20. We can't wait for the finals.